Okay, go ahead.
Hello and welcome to In Your Face. We're here at Oxnard Riding Stables. We're here with Sugar, my 4-year-old mare, because today on In Your Face, we're going to be talking about how horseback riding is therapeutic. So that's why we came here on location, here with Sugar, and that's what we're going to talk about. Here with me is Alan B. Charity.
What's up?
We are here at the Oxnard boarding facility because we are going to be talking about a topic, talking about how horseback riding
can be very therapeutic.
That's right. So we are here at the home of my horse, my 4-year-old mare, Sugar, back there in the background. Well, she's I don't know what she's doing back there. She's chilling. She's chilling. She said, "Look, Mom, it's hot out here." But we want to talk about. We're talking about how not just horses, that horses are horseback riding is therapeutic, but also how animals in general are used in therapy. But for today, for right now, this segment right now, we're going to be talking about how horseback riding is therapeutic and its benefits that horseback riding can do for therapy. Somebody who's in need of, I think we have PT. It helps with PTSD. Autism, mental, let's say some emotional issues that you may be having in your life right now, how horses can release your stress level.
Right,
Alan?
Animals, period, probably, because you know what, I think a lot of people are seeking unconditional love.
Absolutely. I mean, hey, we're back there, and Alan, let me tell you guys, Alan was back there. Man, my horse was falling in love with him. I think Alan has maybe you had some stress you had to release or something, Alan? What was going on? Because
I was giving to the horse the love I wanted to receive, and I did.
Boy, and she was really accepting Alan. I was pretty shocked. You know, Sugar, she is a people's type of horse, and so she was just doing what Sugar does, and I'm so excited. I'm so proud of my baby. You know, she's still young. 4 years old is still young for a mare. She still has a lot of kid in her, but she's looking good so far. I have no complaints. But let's go over some of those benefits that horseback riding can help you with in some of these areas. And I know you also. We're going to talk a little bit about how Alan was in the military and some of the symptoms of PTSD, and how we can kind of relate that to as Alan was telling me, how we can kind of relate that to how horses can help with that, I would say.
One thing, because when we were driving over here, because I've never even ridden a horse. Now,
that's amazing.
Yeah, I've never ridden a horse before.
Okay.
And the reason that I can even relate to you, because it's animals, like, period. I got a great connection with animals. I love animals.
You know, Alan, honestly, I believe you, because Sugar just took to you just like that. And I know Sugar, she's a friendly horse, absolutely. But how she just took to you, how she was rubbing up against you, I was really like surprised. And also, check this out. And she was giving away my kisses. Now, Sugar, you can't be doing that tomorrow. Them kisses are supposed to be saved for me, not for anybody else. So I was like, man, Sugar's really taking to Alan. What's up here?
Yeah, but like, even when I was over there and I was spending that time with her and I was rubbing her and then she was reciprocating back, I mean, I knew why she was licking me back. She was licking me back because she loved me. She was loving what I was doing. She was appreciating it.
She actually was.
And it was genuine.
Yeah, she was.
It was genuine. It was no mystery. It was no mystery. Does she like me? She wouldn't be close to me. If an animal doesn't like you, they
back up.
Know.
Oh yeah, they back up.
Yeah, they back up. They might hit you. They might bite
you. Know what? It's actually almost like a human. You know, human, when you're like too close in their face, what do? We back up.
Right, but the thing,
you know, it's like you're in their space, their private space.
The thing about humans, and I think the most relevance of this show is what you're saying. Is the thing about humans is, like, a lot of times you don't know what things mean, because people have underlying agendas and issues, and that's the type of stuff that we deal with in life.
But don't you think that animals are different? Animals are more.
The animals don't pay taxes. You know what I mean? Animals don't
pay taxes.
You know, animals don't gotta wonder if you love them or not. They don't think about that type of stuff.
That's true. They have more of an unconditional love.
Yes.
You know, unconditional acceptance.
Yes.
And, you know, and that's what animals give you. It's like you give them love, man, they'll give it right back to you, like more in abundance, I shall say.
Absolutely.
You know, but as we were talking about PTSD, like some of the things, and like I said, I want to talk a little bit about that with Alan, because he was in the military. Alan, if you can tell the people some of the symptoms of PTSD. We're not going to go too deep, but we want to talk about some of the symptoms.
Well, some things that a lot of soldiers deal with when they come home is, you know, when you become a soldier, you never unbecome a soldier. You're always going to be one. You're never a civilian again.
Right.
You know, so they deal with things like hypervigilance, night sweats, you know, having dreams, you know, still being in the military or being at war, or being in conflict.
Yes.
And all these types of things are very disruptive, you know, to someone in their life, especially. And the thing is that like most of the time you hear about soldiers dealing with PTSD after they get out of the military, and it's because you're no longer amongst the people who understand you, so you don't have anybody to talk to, and that's why I think a lot of dealing with animals can be very therapeutic for anyone, especially people who are dealing with those types of emotions and issues in their life, because it's it's something that is reciprocating the energy back to you that you're giving to it. You know what I mean? And people want acceptance. People want acceptance, and that's why a lot of people you see, where they don't get acceptance from anywhere else, they really connect with animals, because those animals will accept you and love you no matter what. You know what I mean? And so that's the beauty of an animal, when they're not judging you. They're not judging you on your weight, on your ethnicity.
Well, you saying weight? I mean, you said weight. You said weight?
Weight, like how much you weigh. Some people are overweight, but they feel subconscious about that. And animals not judging you.
Well, that's true. I was about if you're gonna get on the horse without that weight.
That's not what I'm saying.
You can't be breaking the horse's back.
They still don't judge you. They still let you get up there. They be like,
they may let you off.
They be like, I'm just gonna move a little slower because
I'm feeling some pressure. Absolutely.
But there's just the things that a lot of people just receive judgment, and animals don't do that.
They just love you. They just love you. If you show them love, they're gonna give back. You're gonna get back with love, and that's the great thing. Because like I was saying, when we were talking on the way up here, and we were talking about how when you were telling me about the symptoms of PTSD, and I was totally thinking in my mind, I can see how a horse can help you, because it's like when you're around a large animal as a horse, I'm talking about like 1,000 pounds and up, you have to be careful, because you got to be careful about your feet getting stepped on, you're more cautious, and you just like you were just doing, you're rubbing the animal,
I was really thinking
and you
about
can feel
that
that.
Too, Tonya.
What?
Like the fact that the horse is so much bigger than me.
Yes.
And more powerful than me.
Absolutely.
But it was so gentle with me.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
There you go.
That just lets me know how much like the horse is really respecting me.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like the thing is,
it's a mutual respect.
Exactly. But when you're dealing with like a little dog or a cat, that cat or dog can't do nothing to you. But you're dealing with 1,000-pound animal.
Absolutely.
That has the ability to trample you, stomp you out.
Yes.
It's gentle with you.
Yes.
It's rubbing against you. It's licking you. It's showing you love.
There you go.
And that's, when you're dealing with something that could just crush you, but instead it shows you love.
All right, look at that. You're going to make people go out there and go buy a horse.
I am, huh?
Well, first we want you to go to a licensed therapeutic place for a horseback ride that can help you if you're having any kind of emotional issues. If you have a child or an adult that suffers autism, it's a good place to go. It really does help. Listening to Alan, what he was just saying, and he just experiences himself. And this is actually, you said your first time?
No, this is not my first time ever, being around horses, but I've just never ridden one.
Okay.
I've never ridden a horse.
You never had that connection with the horse, and he experienced that here today with Sugar. So that should tell you something right there. He had a good experience, and Sugar is a young mare, and Sugar wouldn't be the prime example of a horse that you would go to for a therapeutic. She's for Tonya's pleasure, my pleasure, mine. So you would get more of a sound horse, because Sugar, she's still in training. Like I said, she's still young, like a kid. You would get more like a sound horse, an older horse that is more not shakeable. Sugar is still kind of flighty in all those different type of areas, and you don't want to deal with that with a kind of horse, because we want a horse to soothe you, not scare you. So even though Sugar's a good horse, and she has a great foundation, but I would suggest that you have a more experienced horses that are older, horses that are more stable, So you would find a licensed facility that does horseback riding for therapeutic, okay? But let me tell you something. Let me talk about a little bit about the benefits here. I have them here. 1, it increases in fine motor skills. Number 2, increases a gross motor skill. 3, core strength improvements. 4, balance and coordination. 5, social skills. And it does help you with your social, because you'll start socializing with the horse. And that'll kind of open you up, because people do have a fear of horses, like Alan said, because they are large animals.
Very large.
Very large animals. And you look at all those nice, firm muscles.
Yeah.
Woo! I mean, that's why I love horses. That's
why they call them stallions.
Hey!
That's why when you see like they call them studs.
Yes.
Like in wrestling, when I coach wrestling, like you get a kid and he's like really stout and really like talented and he's muscular and moves well, he's a stud.
That's
what
right.
you call him, a stud. And that's where we get it from.
Right.
They call it because it's from horses. Horses are like, man, when you see their muscles, they're beautiful.
Right.
They're beautiful, just how big they are.
See, Sugar, she's built like the way I like my man.
Yeah.
Muscles and firm, looking good. But you know, Sugar's a female. I need a man. But Sugar, she's good. I think that's why, I mean, I look at those muscles and I work her out to build up that muscle core in her. I was like, man, baby, you looking real good.
Yeah.
You know, so.
She's powerful.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Even like when, let's say if I'm riding her and sometimes, you know, Sugar, she'll get scared of her own shadow. Horses are like that. That's what I'm saying. They're very flighty. She'll go, and like her strength, I'm on her, I can feel that power of that strength.
Yeah.
So you have to most definitely know what you're doing when you're around horses. That's why I cannot say enough, emphasize enough. Make sure you go to a place where these horses are sound. Ask questions. You can never have too many questions, because this is also for your safety and also for the horse's safety. Horses are not mean animals, but you just have to make sure, because they are very strong animals. They're large animals, and you just have to be cautious and just don't just take it for granted. Oh, it's a nice horse. Be careful. You know,
Right.
be cautious. And that's all we want you to do. But you know what? We're going to be right back with Gloria and Paco. Now, Paco is a canine, and we're going to talk about the benefits, okay, of what dogs do for therapeutic.
And we're back. Welcome back with In Your Face. We're here with Gloria and Big Paco here. I just nicknamed your dog Gloria, Big Paco.
I love it. I love it. My big Paco, right, Paco? So as I was mentioning to you, Tonya, and to our audience, you know, there are many, many uses of therapy dogs.
Yes.
and pets, the furry pets, or the
Yes.
furry counselors, as I call them.
Yes.
You know, personally, I have a story to share. The story is, we didn't know that my sister had a condition, a terminal condition, and she had, she was diagnosed with cancer. But a couple of months, 2 or 3 months prior to her determination of her diagnosis of cancer, I remember Paco getting very close to her, smelling her, licking her, wanting to be around her. And then I put 2 and 2 together. And finally I figured out Paco really knew that something was going on.
Something was wrong.
Something was wrong because, as I mentioned to you, he's part of our family. So
Right.
he knows, and our extended family. So he knows when things are different. So it makes a difference for them. And I never thought of that, but when I saw it and I reflected, and after everything happened, I thought he probably knew. He probably knew that she was going, because the chemistry of our body, when we have a condition, changes. And they are so sensitive. Their smell is so sensitive that they realize that there are changes in your body, and they realize. And then I started researching all of that. And I realized that Stanford University has some clinical studies going on with the smell of the dogs to determine about chronic disease. So it's a fascinating area. And probably there's a lot of things that we don't know that we need to learn.
Yes.
But-
About our canine furry counselors, as you want to call.
Exactly.
Call Paco
And
here.
listen, they have great listening skills. They listen to you detail. They know the feeling, and never ever respond back just with a smile and just telling you, I'm here for you. So what better?
Wow.
What better do you want? A canine?
You're making me want a dog.
I know.
Wait a minute,
I know.
not really. I can't train my horse enough for nothing in the world. It's not gonna happen.
So let me share with you,
Yes.
Tonya, other things that have happened, and this is in your face.
Yes, it is.
You want to know that they have been using canines or dogs or furry counselors in residential care facilities for the elderly. They have been using in nursing homes. They have been using it in therapy when you have to go through therapy for a clinical psychology.
Oh, wow.
If you're having children or you're having an adult, they usually use canine because it relates or it diffuses the
Yes.
tension.
Yes.
And then you're able to speak a little bit more about it. Also, areas that, for example, physical therapists, occupational therapists, and recreational therapists. So they use animals to be able to help you with your physical condition. Other areas that they use it is in courtrooms. They have used
That I did not know that.
it's an incredible, because sometimes when people go and they're frozen because they're tense or they're nervous.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, this is a friendly animal,
Yes.
and naturally it relates to the population that you're dealing with. So it makes it easier either for the person that needs to testify or need to be questioned. So they feel that it's a comfortable place to be instead of being in a place that is so different from their usual environment.
Right.
Now, I was mentioning also that in the part of the clinical studies that we will put on the credits, usually they have done studies with stuffed animals and versus real animals. There is an incidence of improving, but not as much as a real animal. So there is, yes, you can have a teddy bear, yes, you can have a doggy as a stuffed animal, but it doesn't work as best as it would be with your furry dog.
Yeah, so I remember something like that. I know I'm going to say what I know with abuse cases, if this is a case of child abuse, they would, try to bring in a stuffed animal to try to comfort the child. That was back years ago. So I'm pretty sure now they're probably using real canines and real animals to try to, the kid, get the child's mind off of the situation so they can get them to open up.
And talk.
Exactly.
So
So when they're more paying attention to the animal and rubbing it and being friendly, and the dog's being friendly to them.
Now, I have to share with you that also when you're doing therapy with dogs, they also need a break because it's pretty intense for them. It's really emotional for them too. There's an exchange of hormones in their brain, so they get exhausted too. So
That is very interesting.
So it's something that you have to watch as the owner, as a therapy person, being able to give them a break to be able to restore their energy and have the proper rest.
This is very interesting. I'm being educated here.
I just love therapy dogs. I love, personally, Paco has been a godsend.
That's
Personally,
wonderful.
as my family, as part of my business, as part of everything, as part of the people that visit me at home. They become part of the environment, and that's critical for me. I wanted to also mention to you, Tonya and friends.
Please do.
Animals are used also for crisis
Yes.
relief efforts.
Yes, they are.
That's incredible that animals are being trained. Also, they're being trained by our, national security agencies to be able to detect
Right.
or to examine things. So animals, we don't give them as much credit as they deserve. They are an amazing a part of our environment.
So do you believe God put them here for a purpose?
Oh, definitely.
Yes?
Everything there is a purpose.
There's a
And we
purpose.
need to respect that and allow for them to bring their gifts to our table, which is our environment.
I like that.
I feel that this is part of healing. And this is being documented since Florence Nightingale. And Florence Nightingale, as you all know, it was the pioneer of nursing.
Yes.
And they said she documented in some of the studies that she did that when there is a crisis situation or there's a chronic situation, you should include therapy dogs. You should include dogs and animals. So look and see at the website that we're going to be putting on, so you can see all those studies that we have for you. And those are documented in clinical journals and clinical information.
Wow.
So it's not only on National Geographic, but U.S. News Report, also some documents on the different clinical journals that I'll put. on the websites in the credit section.
Gloria, I'm telling you, you're going to have people going out there and purchasing a dog or going to the next animal shelter, the S5i. You know, I'm like, wow, and to go
And
get to
adopt
adopt a dog that needs a home,
Yes, and you know
that
what?
needs love.
That needs love, and that will provide you love.
Yes.
Because it's a relationship.
yes.
It's a relationship with another species.
Yes.
And that's the beauty of it.
And I do have to mention Gloria this morning. She sent me a post of a picture. She knows I have a horse. And it was a girl. The horse was actually hugging the little girl. The horse had his leg upon the child's back or something. And the horse head was like over the shoulder. I thought, oh my God, this is so beautiful.
Because I wanted you to feel hugged. And that was the whole idea.
Thank you.
Sending you my friendly animal a hug, because I knew that you were getting ready for this show, and I wanted you to know that I was sending you a hug, because animals hug.
Yes, they do. Because my sugar, she hugs me.
Exactly.
And she also kisses me.
Definitely.
Yeah, she's my baby. She's my baby.
It's an awesome experience.
Right, and let me also mention, like Gloria was talking about licensed facility with therapeutic animals such as dogs, and we did the part about sugar, and I most definitely want to mention again that when you're doing horseback riding therapy, make sure you find a licensed facility, because when you're dealing with horses, yes, they are gentle, but at the same time, these are large animals weighing up to like 1,000 pounds and over 1,000 pounds, and you don't want to take that lightly, because horses are flighty, but these places, they're secure, and their animals are as secure sound as they can get a horse. But you want to make sure you just don't just go to any horse facility. Make sure you find a licensed therapeutic horseback riding facility for your particular needs, for your child, for your family members. But just make sure, and this information will be provided on the show line credits after the show. I just want you to make sure that you go to the proper place to get the proper help, so you can be safe and so you will not be harmed in what you're trying to do with your family.
The same thing with dogs. If you could go to the website of AKA, which is the American Kennel Association, you can even download which pet or which dog is best met with your characteristics as a human. If you have children, if you have elderly at the house, if you like larger dogs, smaller dogs. I know Paco, when I did the research, he is gentle, lovable, he's very intelligent, and those are the things that I appreciate from Paco, and his gentleness. He's the gentle giant.
And that is so true. I think it is very important when you have an animal to make sure that you do match up the personalities, because I know Sugar, she matches my personality, and I didn't know that, but thank God. I mean, whenever I purchase anything, I always ask for God's guidance, and he most definitely guided me to the right horse. I mean, her name came Sugar, and she is just as her name says. She's just as sweet as sugar. Better than honey. So, I mean, they say honey is sweeter than sugar, but she's absolutely best. Perfect matchup, wonderful temperament. I have no complaints about that beautiful animal that God has placed in my care.
Yeah, and it's taking the time, an animal, as well as any type of relationship you have. Your spiritual relationship, your family relationship, your dog's relationship, your friend's relationship, you have to nurture. Because it's both ways. It goes both ways. You can't give without receiving. Yeah, so it is sending and receiving. It's a sending and receiving. And that's when you decide to purchase or adopt either a dog or any type of animal, you need to know that it's going to take time and it's going to take dedication for the process. So I encourage you to do your research. I encourage you to read about things, but I definitely feel that dogs and animals are wonderful therapeutic methodologies to be able to heal you.
And that's it for an episode of In Your Face. Until next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.